We have some astounding news. A terrifying occurrence occurred in Jerusalem that sent chills down the spines of Christians worldwide. And the real deal is this: a surprising coalition comprising Russia, Iran, Turkey, and other governments is uniting against Israel amid the country's protracted struggle over judicial reform. However, did you know that there are riddles from Jerusalem's past that atheists have lately discovered? Now let's watch the film to learn more about the discoveries made by atheists in Jerusalem, such as the fascinating Siloam Pool. Let's begin by learning more about the well-known Siloam Pool. There are 2 references to the Pool of Siloam in the New Testament and 1 in the Old. Chapter 9 of John, verses 7 through 11. This is the site of a major incident described in John 9 verse 1 to 12, where Jesus used his divine authority to heal a man who was born blind. There are 2 goals in mind. First, to demonstrate that Jesus is God and is able to heal. And second, to refute the idea that disease is only the consequence of sin on the part of the individual. Historical significance. The Siloam Pool was a major attraction in the lower city, an Akron neighborhood famed for its proximity to Jerusalem during the Second Temple period. With a height of roughly 625 meters above sea level, it is the lowest point in all of historical Jerusalem. From there, it would be around 115 meters more uphill climbing to reach the Temple Mount, a distance of about 634 meters. According to the Jerusalem Talmud, pilgrims would meet at the Pool of Siloam to begin their yearly journey to Jerusalem. To present gifts in the temple court, they would hike up to the Temple Mount. Not just any pool, this one. Before heading to the temple, pilgrims cleaned it as part of their rite. Think of it as a spiritual refreshment before reaching the sacred location. Let us now discuss Hezekiah. He is behind the Pool of Siloam, which he constructed during his rule to keep adversaries away from the water of the spring. An ancient Canaanite tube was cleverly replaced with a new Siloam tunnel to feed the pool. Hezekiah acted because he was under attack. The ancient Gihon spring outlet was shut, and the Siloam tunnel was built when the Assyrian king Sennacherib arrived. This narrative is found in 2 of Chronicles 32 verse 24. The Pool of Siloam was known as the Lower Pool back then. There was an additional, older upper pool that was supplied by the antiquated Canaanite tunnel, as noted in Isaiah 22 verse 9. 18 verse 17, 2 Kings, Isaiah 73. Let's go on to the Second Temple era, when the pool underwent renovations. Sometime during Alexander Genius's rule, between BCE 103 and 76. It was a bustling location even in the days of Jesus. There is a tale in the Gospel of John about Jesus sending a blind man there to perform a miracle. The pool served as more than simply a place to cool down. It was probably used as a meeting place for pilgrims on religious missions, though it's enormous in comparison to other mikvahs. Some people speculate that it may have been utilized for ceremonial baths. The pool's fate took a turn for the worst in 70 CE. During the First Jewish-Roman War, it was destroyed by the Romans. Rain eventually carried silt from the hills, fully burying the pool. Things started to get fascinating in the late Roman and Byzantine periods. A temple dedicated to the 4 nymphs, constructed by Hadrian in AD 13 verse 5 was mentioned. It is unlikely to have been at the precise location of the Pool of Siloam, but it did set the stage for the Byzantine rebuilding. Another pool was built close to Hezekiah's tunnel in the 5th century, thanks to the efforts of Empress Alia Eudocia. However, that is not the same as the Second Temple pool at Siloam. Up until the true deal was uncovered, the uncertainty was genuine. This location, tucked away in David's ancient Jerusalem, has been shrouded in mystery for nearly 2,000 years. Excavations were conducted for the Lake of Siloam. But hey, what do you know? The world will soon learn its secrets from the archaeologists now working on the case. Archaeologists are closely examining the Pool of Siloam, which was shrewdly constructed by Jerusalem's water system. Approximately 700 years ago in the 7th century BC, this reservoir became an essential water supply because it was fed by the Gihon Springs' life-giving waters. The clever water system consisted of subterranean tunnels that guided valuable water till it formed this tranquil pool. This is where it gets cool. This revelation has greatly delighted both Jews and Christians, who understand its significance. There's more to this historic pool than just water. It has been preserved throughout religious history, most notably in the book of John's 9th chapter. The biblical story of Jesus healing a princess named Judea is told in that chapter. In the 5th century AD, Princess Judea's tale served as the impetus for a significant undertaking, a church constructed to honor the wonders of the New Testament. It is reported that this majestic church is located near the Pool of Siloam. Although Christians cherished this church, it was still unclear where Jesus' original pool was located. That is, up until the time they were repairing a waterline in David. Finding of the Pool of Siloam in June 2004. When archaeologists Ronnie Reich and Eli Shukran made an amazing find, something truly remarkable happened. 2 old stone steps. As they ventured further, they caught a peek of a bygone period. A historic pool that was once teeming with life in the days of Jesus was revealed, measuring an impressive 225 feet with slanted ends. This marvel of trapezoid architecture overlooked the Trapezium Valley, a spiritual haven that offered more than just physical relief. Archaeologists located the remnants of the Siloam pool during the dig, the location where the Bible claims Jesus healed a blind man miraculously. The link between the deeds of Jesus and traditional Jewish ceremonies is strengthened by this discovery. The archaeologists painstakingly excavated the pool, which was still filled with water, highlighting their interconnection. Tucked away in what is now the Arab suburb of Silwan, it was used for around 120 years as a location for Jewish ritual immersions, until the Romans destroyed the Jewish temple in the year 70. Jesus performed several acts that were directly in line with Jewish tradition. The healing of the blind man serves as one example. According to the Bible, Jesus used the time to heal the man of his blindness, while he was performing the customary immersion in the Lake of Siloam in order to gain access into the temple precinct. The 50-yard length of the pool and the channel that carried water from the Silwan spring have been revealed by these excavation efforts. Moreover, a stone road segment connecting the Jewish temple and the pool was discovered by archaeologists during the last week. Archaeologist Eli Shukran declared, "We were 100% sure that this was the Siloam pool the moment that we revealed and discovered this 4 months ago," signaling a significant discovery of a location directly linked to one of Jesus' miracles. The Temple Mount and the Siloam pool are connected. As we now know, the two components are connected by a road. Shukran continued, "Today, the entire system is clearer, providing even more insight into the complex relationships between the Siloam pool and the spiritual epicenter of the Temple Mount." Additionally, Bible scholar Stephen Pien offered his perspectives, highlighting the waters of the Siloam pool's spiritual significance. He mentioned that even a leper may be cleansed by the waters, because they were considered so pure. Pien emphasized the limitations of the temple, which prohibited people with disabilities, in order to explain Jesus' decision to heal a blind man in these immaculate waters. The idea is that individuals will experience both bodily and spiritual healing. He said that this insight contributes to the gospel being alive in the context of Jewish life. Additionally, biblical era coins, ceramic fragments, and a stone bottle cork were discovered by archaeologists from the Israeli government's Antiquities Organization, offering hard proof connecting the location to the Siloam pool. There are steps surrounding the stone-lined pool, and some areas are left exposed, such as the water channel going to it, the corners, and the esplanade. In the New Testament, it is said that Jesus gave sight to a blind man by applying clay to his eyes and instructing him to wash in the cleansing waters of the Siloam pool. The pool functioned as a location of ritual immersion and a supply of drinking water, and it was an important halt for pilgrims on their trip to Jerusalem. 3 times a year, Jews would set up camp around it, and Jesus probably visited the region frequently as a pilgrim in Jerusalem because of its water source. To proceed with the excavation, the Greek Orthodox Church, the landowner, is in negotiations with the Israeli Antiquities Authority. Large trees and an overgrown vegetable garden are thought to be above the pool. In order to find more, archaeologists are excavating and removing outdated pipes that connected the water channel and esplanade to the pool steps. We can assess and determine its size from here. Archaeologist Ronnie Reich of the University of Haifa described the magnificence of the city during those times, emphasizing the massive scale of the ancient metropolis, revealed by the excavation significance of the Siloam pool. Siloam's pool isn't just any old pool. It is quite important. It was a hallowed location for ceremonial washing, in accordance with Jewish customs. According to some scholars, it functioned as a swimming sanctuary in the Roman tradition that provided rest and joy to those who sought it. Questions surface when we peel back the layers of history, prompting reflections. The consequences of the Pool of Siloam finding for Christian theology are profound. True believers find comfort in it as it weaves faith and history together. Water is associated with rebirth and purification in Christianity, and the Pool of Siloam becomes a potent baptismal metaphor that captures the core of Christian rites. Additionally, the Bible stresses justification by faith, and the finding of this historic pool establishes a concrete connection between scriptural narratives and the daily lives of contemporary Christians. Siloam's pool is transformed into a striking illustration of spiritual rebirth via baptism, signifying the washing away of sins and changing believers. It is more than just a historical relic. In addition to being a place of pilgrimage, it is a Christian cornerstone with ties to numerous biblical tales. The miracle is in the waters of this pool, providing believers with historical and spiritual truths, and acknowledging the Pool of Siloam as a crucial part of Christianity. It also serves as an inspiration for believers' life-changing journeys, and a link to the spiritual and historical roots of their faith. Christians turn to their faith for solace and serenity. Atheists, who reject religion, search for tangible evidence that they can see and feel. Both sides recognize the enormous mystery of wonders, and how strong believing can be in propelling people ahead. A monument to this enigma, Jerusalem's Siloam Pool invites visitors to investigate the ways in which spiritual encounters can change people's lives. It also makes one consider how much faith affects people's lives, and whether or not to accept things that exist outside of the natural world. The Holy Gene Spring is the source of the Siloam Pool's legend, the main supply of water in ancient Jerusalem. To protect this vital resource, the tunnel that diverted the spring's water to the southwest area of the city was built under King Hezekiah's direction. This astute action guaranteed a constant water supply, supporting the city's expansion and sustainability. History of Jerusalem is explored with the discovery of the Canaanite cave, an amazing archaeological discovery. The Canaanite cave reveals a serpentine tunnel that links the Gene Spring to the southernmost point, which is home to the well-known Siloam Spring. This engineering marvel, constructed in the middle of the Bronze Age, demonstrates the extraordinary abilities and tenacity of our predecessors. It's evidence of their extraordinary construction skills, and leaves us in wonder at what they accomplished. A significant event connected to the Siloam Pool is Jesus' 29 AD visitation to Jerusalem. While he was there, he had an important discussion with the Pharisees. On the other hand, Jesus' encounter with the blind man was crucial. To prove his healing powers, Jesus told the man to take a shower in the Siloam pool. This incident proved to be pivotal, demonstrating Jesus' supposedly miraculous healing abilities. In the 9th chapter of the book of John, miraculous healing and ancient engineering are described as marvels of Jerusalem. A heavenly act is described as the beginning of a life-changing journey for a healed man. The Canaanite cave marked the beginning of this significant change. A sophisticated tube that serves as Kidron Valley's lush crop irrigation system. Academics have lively discussions on the origins of the cave, with a bias toward its construction during the Great Canaanite period. Water distribution for agriculture was greatly aided by the tunnel's ingenious construction, which included well-placed outlets. It is an example of our forebears' inventiveness, and a monument to historic water resource management. In addition, the Canaanite tunnel's unique architecture, which is intricately carved from solid rock, demonstrates an incredible degree of planning and building proficiency. The intentional building revealed the ancients' keen grasp of water supplies and unwavering dedication to farming, by redirecting water from the vanished spring to sustain fields. Later, the Hezekiah tunnel was constructed to augment water supplies in response to shifting demands. This evolution is an excellent example of how the ancients solved problems in real-world ways. Following intensive investigation and excavation at the Canaanite tunnel, ceramics and other artifacts from the Middle Bronze Age were unearthed. The Canaanite cave unquestionably predates the Hezekiah tunnel and indicates early understanding of water management, offering information on a time before Jerusalem's fortification. These findings attest to the tunnel's lengthy and prosperous existence during that extraordinary time, providing important new light on the accomplishments and daily activities of an ancient civilization. The various perspectives around these historical marvels heighten the sense of intrigue, adding to the justification for further investigation and comprehension of Jerusalem's complex and rich past. The Pool of Siloam mentioned in the Gospel of St. John. A particular space in the hearts of believers is reserved for the Pool of Siloam, as described in the Gospel of St. John, evoking strong feelings and starting discussions about religion. Thus, John 9 verse 7 in the Gospel of John contains a singular reference to the Pool of Siloam. The line continues, "Where a blind man's sight is restored by washing in its waters. He told the blind man to go wash in the Pool of Siloam," John 9 verse 6b to 7 NASB, after smearing muck in his eyes. The word Siloam has a deeper connotation than just perfume. In fact, some people understand it to imply ascending forth, gushing forth of water. This emphasizes a physical rather than a spiritual essence, and implies an image of water actively pouring or being sent into the pool. The New Testament's extraordinary references to actual historical people and locations, such as Pontius Pilate and the magnificent Matthew 2 verse 1, are one of its most notable features. Acts 25 verse 13, Luke 2 verse 12, Matthew 27 verse 2. Caesar Augustus and Quirinius, as well as King Agrippa and Herod Antipas. Revelation 2 verse 13. These are people connected to historical records. And the Siloam pool is a physical representation of a real historical site, mentioned in the New Testament. The narrative contains several historical allusions, places, and locales that greatly add to the Gospel's believability. Furthermore, Christians find great solace in the correlation between the biblical pool and its archaeological equivalent, reaffirming their belief that miracles do happen. It creates a concrete connection between historical accuracy and faith. Curiosity was piqued in 2004 when the Pool of Siloam was found, possibly confirming the biblical story. The striking parallels between the biblical story and the archaeological location provide important support for Christians, reaffirming their belief in the supernatural happenings described in holy texts. Thoughtful skeptics, on the other hand, offer counterarguments, highlighting the fact that the pool's existence does not conclusively demonstrate supernatural events in the Bible. They support critical thinking, arguing that accepting every detail of the biblical story as gospel truth is not necessary to believe in the reality of the pool. This continuing discussion promotes reflection and a climate in which skepticism and faith can coexist. The Siloam pool is a potent symbol of Jesus' heavenly power for devoted Christians. It is believed that the healing of a blind man in this sacred water is evidence of Jesus' extraordinary abilities and a prompt of his life's accomplishments. The pool becomes a representation of faith, conjuring up strong connections to spiritual lessons, biblical stories, healing miracles, water, and old mysteries. Looking closely at the pools of Jerusalem, one's eyes first go to the pools of Siloam and Bethesda, both having a major role in the biblical narratives. These waters, which have been connected to healing miracles, highlight the enormous influence of Jesus' limitless healing powers. These pools' occurrences, where Jesus' healing of paralysis and restoration of sight, demonstrate his concern for the bodily and spiritual well-being of others. Archaeological finds made recently close to Jerusalem reveal an intriguing palace said to date back to the biblical Jewish kingdom. Situated in East Tyre, the site features exquisitely carved stone dwellings and artifacts, such as 3 elaborate stone capitals. Researchers are fascinated and perplexed by the deliberate interment of these priceless goods, which may have originated in the 9th or 7th century BC. The Canaanite tunnel, an amazing ancient waterway in Jerusalem, built sometime in the Middle Bronze Age, adds to the enigma. The lush Kidron Valley farms used the tunnel as a watering system, showing advanced engineering concepts and its ingenious design for water distribution, raising questions about its origins. The tunnel's presence as a physical link to the past confronts skeptics. Meanwhile, debate and criticism surround David City, a significant ancient relic. Skeptics question the veracity of biblical narratives, but further research verifies the city's true existence. Moreover, the ruins of a palace that once overlooked the Temple Mount attest to the opulence of the ancient Israelite kings, because religious writings and the significance of the city are intertwined. Possibly commissioned by King Hezekiah, the writings on the stone stela serve as an enduring testament to historical realities, revealing important details. With its Hebrew-like phrasing, the etching clearly connects the city to King David's lineage by naming Isa of the house of David. This finding challenges doubters and supports the historical validity of the Davidic kingdom. Atheists confront inconsistencies by analyzing fresh evidence that contradicts established theories and understanding the value of careful investigation. Historical skepticism is called into question by recent finds, such as inscriptions mentioning the ancestry of Isaiah and David. This evidence encourages a re-evaluation of many points of view and creates a space where doubts and convictions can coexist. Discovering lost histories in old ruins reveals the mysterious fabric of our common human journey. Every discovery broadens our awareness of our origins and improves our comprehension of earlier societies. As a storehouse of historical echoes from various civilizations, it challenges us to embrace the complexities and mysteries that characterize our shared life. As we negotiate the city of David, the Pool of Siloam, and other historical revelations, contradictions start to show up. This investigation stimulates contemplation, offering believers affirmations. Skeptics encounter obstacles when they venture beyond particular viewpoints. Discovering historic sites forces us to acknowledge the extent of humanity's past, promoting a sophisticated comprehension in which conviction and skepticism live in harmony. If you enjoy our content and want to support us, click on the Super Thanks button below. Your super thanks is not just a donation. It is a blessing that supports our mission to share the transformative journey of Jesus. What are your thoughts regarding the horrifying discovery in Jerusalem? For more, leave a comment below and subscribe.